Hey everyone, thanks for watching my video. Thanks for coming back to my channel, Banana Life. In this video, I want to talk about my musical inspirations. I myself am a bass player, and I just love the raw music you get from live sound. So I'm a bass player, my brother plays guitar, we have a local band at church, and we've written like EP album before with some of my friends. So I'm just like into that music genre of just live music. I love the bass, and I love what it can offer for your music. So this video is just mainly just out of inspiration. Since everyone's home and quarantine, I just started listening to some of the old tunes and started the old tracks that I liked and everything I saved. And I got back around to listening to some of my inspirations. And I thought, you know what, why don't I just share with the world what music I like, and maybe someone else can get inspired and start listening too. So here it goes. The number one band that really influenced me as a young musician growing up was the band Reliant K. If you haven't heard of Reliant K, they're like a Christian rock band. They're kind of more indie, alternative, pop rock kind of mixture there. I haven't listened to the latest stuff lately, but in the 2000s, I was all over that. You know, like my favorite album from them is gotta be, in my personal opinion, that's like their best album. I could listen to every single one of their tracks from start to finish, and I don't have to skip a single song of the album. I can just put the CD in. Yes, CDs. I can put the CD in and just let it run. And this band and this album actually got me into playing music because I wanted to do stuff like them. You know, I first heard songs like Be My Escape and Who I Am Is Who I've Been from them. You know, these are such great songs, and they really motivated me. They really influenced me. And I thought, why don't I play something like that? Or why can't I just do something like that? I want to motivate, I want to inspire other people. So I started learning the bass. You know, my brother was already learning the guitar, and then my cousin was learning the guitar as well. So there didn't need to be a third guitar player. They were like, why don't you just play the bass? And I thought, sure, why not? And have never seen a bass before in my life. When I was like, what, like 10, 12 or something like that. I didn't know that it was like so much bigger than the guitar. The fret spacings are huge, the strings are a lot bigger. You kind of have to have bigger hands, or hands that will accommodate to hold on to the notes for you. But I had no clue, and I said, yeah, I'll just start that. And then I started learning on a acoustic bass from one of my mentors. His name was Ben, and he let me borrow his bass. He's like, sure, I'll teach you guys how to play guitar and bass. And since I didn't have one, he let me borrow that, and it was hard, I'll tell you. I had no clue what I was doing. Like, the acoustic bass body was huge, and the bass itself was like bigger than me. I had a hard time. I thought, man, this is so simple compared to holding guitar chords. But then when I really started to learn it, I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to keep beats. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. But yeah, it got better. But yeah, going back to Reliant K. So their album has been my number one inspiration. My brother and I tried to learn like all their songs, and honestly, I think they made us better players. Trying to learn how to play all their songs just forced us to be better because we had to keep up with the songs. We had to keep up with the tracks. We had a tape player or a CD player. We just put the track in, and then we let it play, and we just try to play along with them. We did like download tabs and notes and whatever and whatnot and lyrics, but it was hard just because, you know, when you're within your first year of learning guitar or bass or any instrument, you're not as fast as you think you are. But we did that for like forever. We tried to learn every single song, but mainly Who I Am Is Who I've Been and Be My Escape. Like, those two songs are our favorite songs. I remember my brother like practicing over and over again just to try to get the main like riff or the main chord for Be My Escape down. That intro part, we were just trying to figure it out because we didn't know how to play it. And then since my brother learned acoustic guitar first, like power chords were kind of like new to him. So to learn power chords in like electric guitar, it felt different for him. But eventually we got it down. After that, we started learning like High 75, Maintain Consciousness, you know, just all their songs in there. And then we started exploring more into the rest of their music. I mean, we kind of came late because in 2000s, you know, Reliant K already had like a few albums underneath their belt. But eventually we got into Anatomy of Tongue in Cheek. You know, we had Pressing On, For the Moment I Feel Faint, Sadie Hawkins Dance, and then we looked even further to Two Wrongs Will Make a Right. And that's where we learned about like forward motion and mood rings, Getting Into You. And Getting Into You is actually the first acoustic song that I actually learned how to play with a guitar, because I'm a bass player, but I learned how to play that song as my first guitar song. It was hard. It was definitely a challenge. My fingers were hurting because I did not have calluses. Eventually we got it down. Yeah, all those songs just like really influenced us and started off on this kind of genre that we like. And this time, like, I was really influenced by like that pop rock, that alternative rock. I eventually started exploring other bands, so I found bands like Hawk Nelson, Stellar Heart. At that time, those were kind of like the bands that are very similar, but I just kept coming back to Reliant K. I mean, yeah, Stellar Heart had like that Me and Jesus song, which was great. It's a good song. They had some good tunes, but they all kind of sounded similar. But that's kind of like how the stereotypical like pop rock idea is, and it kind of sounds similar. They have the same progressions, but it is what it is. They're still catchy. But yeah, after that, I spent a lot of time with that. I kind of started getting more into a little bit more hardcore, not hardcore, but a little bit more rough, a little bit more hard in the music. So stuff like Switchfoot, Cutlass. When I heard them, I was like, dude, this stuff's good. It was a little bit more heavy. It wasn't as lighthearted as like Reliant K and like Stellar Heart, but I loved Switchfoot and I love Cutlass. When I saw Cutlass's live DVD from Portland, Oregon, I was like, dude, this sounds so much better live than their studio recordings. It really influenced me too. At that point, I was like, man, I gotta be good live, not just like studio. I need to be good live. But Switchfoot too. I saw Switchfoot live with Reliant K recently. My girlfriend bought us tickets for that when they came into town a few years ago, and I was so happy because I wanted to see Reliant K at least once in my life. I love Switchfoot's live sound, and I saw them too, so it was like a 2-in-1. It's a great anniversary gift. But I still think their best album was A Beautiful Letdown. I love Dare You to Move, and I love Meant to Live. Like, Meant to Live was the first song I heard from Switchfoot, and I thought, dude, this song is so hardcore. That's what I was thinking. Is like this song, like especially their intro riff, it was very good. And I was like, I gotta learn how to play this song. And then Dare You to Move was just such a powerful song, such an uplifting song, especially with their acoustic intro. And that took us a while to learn, but then we had to learn that intro, and it was just very unique spot for us because it was like a mixture of like light and hard together. I love A Beautiful Letdown from Switchfoot. It's very good. But yeah, other than that, I got more into like just some more alternative pop stuff like Paramore, I don't know, Click 5, All American Rejects, let's see, Boys Like Girls, and All Time Low. Those are like my go-to bands at that time. But that was probably between the ages of, I don't know, say 14 to 16. That's like all I listened to, just like a rock, alternative rock, kind of stuff like that. He had like songs like Great Escape from Boys Like Girls. He had songs like Dear Maria and 6 Feet Under from All Time Low. And in Paramore, everything just rocked in Paramore at that time. But I was new to them. I wasn't even like a Paramore fan. But then like when I heard their stuff for the first time, I was like, dude, this stuff is great. It's like a little bit heavier than the average pop rock, but then I still loved it. Especially their Riot album. That's the first album that I heard from them. And of course, it's probably like everyone else's first, but I like the Riot album. They got That's What You Get, Misery Business, but then eventually got into their older stuff like Emergency and like Brick by Boring Brick. I had no clue that stuff even existed, but I love that stuff as well. What else? Oh yeah, like We the Kings too. I got into We the Kings and I thought they were great. Like my first song I heard from them was Skyway Avenue. Skyway Avenue, I thought that was such a good song when it first came out. I don't know why, I just thought it was very good. And I remember watching that music video like over and over again. They had such a cool music video where like you had the characters and they never spoke, but then they had like these like text bubbles that would just like show up around them during the music video, and I thought that was such a cool concept. I remember watching the music video over and over again. But yeah, they had songs like Check Yes Juliet, which is also really popular, Secret Valentine, just all good songs. So you kind of get the idea of what really influenced me. It's just the alternative pop rock stuff. These are the bands that kind of built my foundation into music and how to play music and what music was. And without these songs and these bands, like I honestly would say I wouldn't be here today playing music, especially not the bass, because I thought, I there was a point in time where I hated the bass and I was like, I don't like this is boring. But because of the creativity of some of the pop stuff and just how it goes, like you can hear like bass lines and fillers in there. Like I never knew I could play bass like that. I just thought it was straight eights or quarter notes, just very choppy. But then eventually I saw how colorful the bass could be, how much music there was in between the lines of the bass fills, and it really, really solidified my thoughts of playing the bass. And I still play the bass today. I mean, I have 2 guitars now. I have a Fender Deluxe Jazz, and I got a 2005 limited edition Music Man Stingray in the buttercream color. And these are like my prized possessions. I'm still trying to get some more guitars, at least one more. But hopefully you guys take a look at some of the songs and some of the bands that I talked about, and hopefully they'll influence you too. Maybe I'll make a part 2 and just keep this going. We'll see how this video goes. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good day. Stay safe. If you like this video, feel free to share, comment, subscribe. Thanks.